This is a video we've been thinking about doing for a while. Biking around town. Oh, what were you? I thought you were gonna hit the
IDK.
I don't know.
It's complicated.
townies called town. The way in San Francisco or New York you'd say the city. Here we say town. And we're gonna be townies today. I wore my shoes, ideal for biking. I brought my bike, which he didn't know. That's goal number one, is find Kenji a bike. So he's gonna have to rent a beaky. We figure what better place to start than right here at Whole Foods. There's young people, there's transplants, there's bicycles, there's mopeds, there's older retired people, a lot of divorcees it seems like. Definitely some yoga classes we're getting out today. And just cool buildings, cool eateries, cool foodie spots, cool coffee. We're gonna find Kenji a bike. We're gonna bike to a couple of the listings that we've sold recently here in town. Talk about some real estate, talk about some culture. Let's go.
You could use some oil.
No, I could use some oil. When I used to own a jiu-jitsu company, this guy, he's like, oh, I really want some stuff for my son, sponsor my son. My bike had just gotten stolen in California, so I was like, oh, you own a bike shop, let's do a little trade. So he made this jiu-jitsu inspired bike. It's too much, it's too like real biker stuff. I told him like, hey, I'm not a bicycle person, just make like a cruise bike. And he was like, yeah, this is cruise. I was like, no, this is like you race on Sundays. But anyways, it is cool. Well, real bikers, they stay on the road, huh? Tell me, are you guys single family people or condo people? I'm always torn. I was just telling Kenji when we were at the park getting his beaky, I would like to move down here, even with my kids. Like in this moment, I'd like to move down here to town. There's so much to do. The city of Honolulu, town, is just different than other cities. Would I want to move to New York, Chicago, San Francisco? No way. Have you ever thought about this? Because you lived in Portland, right?
Yeah.
You live on and around Portland. So New York, San Francisco, people from those cities are city people. Do you consider a townie a city person? No, right? So Kenji's saying no, just in case you can't hear on the mic. Townie is not synonymous with a city person. I don't know, it's obviously a city, but it keeps it so low-key that it has different feels. So I could live down here with my family is the greater point I'm making. But we just got here to 801 South. So as you can see here at 801 South, there are two towers. There's Tower B, Tower A. Not a ton of buildings in Hawaii have that. Nothing immediately comes to mind, but 801 South is the place I think of when I think two towers. And you think, well, is that one community? Is it two communities? Two elevators, two foundations, two main sewer problems? Shortly after we sold this one in Tower B, I got a text message from an acquaintance of mine who was selling a home and looking to buy, and he was like, I'm already kind of in it with someone else, but I wanted you to give me some advice. Is what it is. Literally not everyone uses us as an agent, but you should go to coreteamhawaii.com, go to the bottom, fill out the contact form. 5 days a week, my assistant's ready to call you right then and fill out our questionnaire. And on the other 2 days, we'll do our best to get back to you as soon as possible. Whether you're looking to buy or sell a home in Hawaii, even for solar. This guy reached out to me and he's like, hey, I heard that in one building you can't get VA lending and the other one you can. I heard that there's litigation, etc. It's nuanced there, right? It's all 801 South, but there's two different towers with two different sets of problems and advantages. A little bit of a different culture in each one. I definitely like the downstairs lobby action over here in Tower B. So we literally sold that unit right there, second floor. We did well in this one. And there are pros and cons, right? When the seller came to me, it's like, what do you think about my unit? We liked it for the reasons of if the elevator ever goes down, if there's a fire, etc., we're out immediately. Also, we tend to use controlled climate. So we don't have the windows open necessarily. You could avoid the road noise and or it just didn't bother them. Let's keep it real. In a condo building, typically you want to be way up with a nice view with no other buildings coming up in front of you. The whole egress advantage typically isn't coveted over the view and the prestige of being up high. But for certain people, it could be and it will be older people, people with kids, people with dogs who just want to walk down a set of stairs and then go walk their dog. One of the things about this parking garage is you don't have a dedicated parking stall. Let me know in the comments, would you rather have, my stall number is deeded stall 117 and 118, or would you rather have this situation where it's just more of a first come, first serve? Park wherever you want. If you want to park at the top, away from people and not have your nice vehicle dinged, then you could choose to go further. If you want to get the first stall available, then you can go there. Let me know what you would prefer. I kind of like it this way. We passed by a bunch of businesses. We gotta at least get in the video somehow. I don't know, I think that's like sit down, take a while kind of. Yeah, we could look at it. Okay, so we were considering stopping at the Pod more because this seems like one of the coolest spots. It's its own category on the island. However, I feel like I should probably go here with my wife before I go here with Kenji, and it's gonna take a while. So we're gonna keep looking for a spot to eat and get some drink. Kakako or ocean? This way. What is this? Food truck action. Doesn't get more towny than that. You want Mexican though? You want tacos? So when we first pulled up, we put our bikes down, I heard zero English. I'm no Mexican food connoisseur. I'm not Mexican. Although when I was in California, everybody thought I was. But I feel like when they're not speaking English, that's a good sign. So I feel confident in the food that we are going to get. Although everybody thinks they're an expert at Mexican food, I certainly am not. People attach their identities to Mexican food, you know? However, in Hawaii, we don't have great Mexican food at scale. This guy, lamb birria bowl. She's like, lamb birria bowl, we'll see how that goes. I got tacos for you guys. Platanos. Me, I know people from like San Diego, they base their tacos off of asada, which is good, but I like to check out the pastor. Oh, it's hot. Shigo? Asada's better though, but it's really good. Can we appreciate this hat from Information for a minute? Ryan, one of the owners of Information, gave me this hat and it's kind of loud. So I normally don't wear it, but I wore it to Ice Palace last night, our ice skating rink, so my family could pick me out easily. And I figured it was kind of fitting, kind of a towny bicycling hat a little bit, you know what I mean? So we are entering the Honolulu City Lights area, the capital. For every kid growing up in Hawaii, you at least have to have one memory over here. It's free, and it's free. My wife's like uncle, she's from Texas and Colorado. He's loving his trip, but he's like, Christmas, I feel like you guys don't even need to put up the snowman and stuff. Yes. And I get it, but we want snowman, okay? About to get barreled. That's one thing about living in town. I can say all this cute stuff about, oh, this isn't a thick city, it's different. But you know what? Still traffic. Still these stoplights. That's rough. Uncle is pushing along on a wheelchair. It's not that hot today, but still, it's hot enough. Okay, we are at Iolani Palace. Iolani Palace had electricity before the White House. That's one of the claims to fame. And is actually the only royal palace in America. There's no monarchy in America except for in Hawaii. This is where the queen was overthrown by American businessmen. Hawaii is a state, but only through illegal occupation. Hawaii was occupied. They never signed and agreed to be taken. We transitioned from the ward, Kaka'ako. Some people see those as the same thing, but you transition from ward, Kaka'ako. 801 South is on the fringes of the Kaka'ako vibes. You go into the capital vibes and then transition into downtown and then into Chinatown. A lot would argue that at Chinatown, that's where Honolulu or town stops. Some people consider Kalihi to be town. I think for most people they'll consider Chinatown the end of town. It's an interesting thing because you're gonna see a lot of aloha shirts, attorneys assistants, insurance salespeople, you know, this, that, the other. But then also at night, this becomes a different thing. You know, San Francisco had their FIDI, their financial district. It was like this, people walking around, some workers, some construction brothers and uncles, plenty of aloha shirts. Unfortunately, you know, a few displaced, houseless people, some students. That's like San Francisco's FIDI was kind of like that. 98% of the sort of economy and vibe just dies at night. Now, I wouldn't say it's that steep of a cliff here, but this definitely has a different face in the evening and gets a little sketchy. Hotel Street is the foundation for a lot of jokes. For example, if you were to see me dressed in full lipstick, makeup, a full dress, high heels, and working for money at night, Hotel Street's kind of the place that's known for that. Okay, get that image out of your eyes, okay? Out of your brain. Let's go back to focusing on real estate, culture. Oh, eat coffee. Yeah, I'm looking at the camera. Kenji could get me killed. I'm not even paying attention. Oh, what were you? I thought you were gonna hit the curb. Okay, so we picked this listing just by happenstance, but I'm happy that we did. And if we look down the road this way, you see the big buildings behind me kind of diminish. So anything kind of Mauka, anything kind of towards the mountains from Vineyard is a different part of town. Now, you're still a townie if you live in this area or you grew up in that area. If I'm a little more Mauka, you know, long-term residents that are rooted here, homesteaded, whether they're from here or not, they've been here a long time or they're planning to stay a long time, that vibe's a little different towards the ocean. You may see people in bikinis and transient population. There's a college right over there. It's just a different vibe when you're a little closer to the ocean. there's a different price that comes with that. Now, our listing here, which has since been long gone, this is an interesting building. I'll probably just cue Mahe talking all about it so she can make her cameo appearance, even though she wasn't here today. Some of the cooler amenities that you're gonna find: bowling alley, a golf area, koi ponds, a really cool building. But as Aiden stated in one of our recent, more basic, real estate thick videos, more amenities means more kuleana, Hawaiian word of the day, kuleana, more things for the HOA to take care of, right? So if you really fear HOA fees, maintenance fees, you want to find no pool, no sauna room, no putting green, no none of these things. Those are more things for a building to take care of. Now, that's not a foolproof plan, because we could show North Park and Mililani Mauka. For the 3 bedrooms, they went from like a $649 maintenance fee to 11 something, and there's nothing to take care of except for common landscaping and parking lot, but that was because of insurance issues. Finding a building without all of these amenities, not a foolproof plan, might be something to consider when we're helping you find a townhome or a condo. Oh, this handy van? Yeah. So they have to drop you off across. Usually when you're on the handy van, you're going to get groceries. It's not like you're traveling light. You got it from here? Yeah. All right, you're very welcome. Okay, so we had to help Auntie cross the street. Sucks that their handy van drops them off here. But what we really came here for is to tell you about Capitol Place. It's one of the nicer buildings, I think, that just exist in this downtown area. It's a Kobayashi build. It's elevated, but not overdone. It still feels like Hawaii elevated, not mainland elevated. Just like Kuile Place and some of the other builds you've seen around, some of the hotels that you see around Hawaii. That's one of my favorite places. Just do me a favor, if you end up buying in there, go for the 2 parking, not the 1. Makes it harder to resell if you have 1 parking. If you work in this area for the government, you're a politician or anything like that, depending on where you are, maybe the most convenient in all of Hawaii. One side note, St. Andrew's Church. Is this not the most Harry Potter building in all of Hawaii?
Confession time. Forgot to turn on Derek's mic for this segment. Sorry guys, this happens sometimes. Come on, I'm riding this bike that is super small. These gears, I feel like they didn't even work that well. No bell on this side. Every time I look up, Derek's on his nice bike way ahead of me. Yeah, why don't you try this bike for a change, Derek? Let's see what you can do. Oh, okay, that was pretty smooth. Anyway, the reason we came to Kaka'ako was to show you how close to the beach everything is that we've been showing you so far. So we gotta at least do that. The good news is Derek's family is nearby. They're down to do an interview, and I will not forget to turn on the mic.
Okay, so I am here with my beautiful wife, Michelle. Say hi to the YouTube people.
Hello.
She's been on the channel before, and Duke and Dane. You guys have both been on the channel, yeah?
Yeah, I've been on 2.
Oh.
Manapua van, not man.
Yeah, he was on the Manapua one. Let me ask you guys, so Kenji and I rode our bike all the way from here to downtown. What if I told you I wanted to move down here into one of these buildings right now?
IDK. It's complicated. It's not a straight answer.
I don't know.
You like this coffee shop vibe?
I think it depends on the situation, on if we have kids or not kids.
Under any circumstance, would you do it with kids?
Well, since I'm a teacher, I firmly believe in moving where there's a really good school district, and I'm unsure of the school districts here.
Okay, so if there's a good school, there's a 10 out of 10 school down here, would you move down here, live in a condo?
I don't know.
Because there's private school, all the best private schools are nearby.
That's a really hard question. Initially, I would say no, because I like my privacy out in Mililani. But it is fun here. Mililani can get boring, and I love the security there. So that's why I come and drive out here when I need to get away from the boring suburbs.
Okay, what's your favorite thing to do in town?
Read a book at a coffee shop and people watch.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay, Duke, what's your favorite thing to do in town?
Eat.
Eat what?
Bagels.
Bagels, dude.
Did you guys have a bagel today? Yeah, okay. I don't think it's bagel. Probably sushi, right?
California roll.
California roll, he says. What's your favorite thing to do in town?
IDK.
Okay, what's your favorite food down here?
IDK.
How about throw football?
IDK. No.
Shy guy today. Like when we were living on the mainland, When you think of Oahu and you think of town, what's one thing you think of?
Bougie restaurants, tourist.
Her favorite restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
2 doors down.
Everyone knows. Everyone, what's my favorite restaurant? Merriman's right there.
I'm gonna need someone to buy a house if we're gonna eat there.
Because it's so expensive.
Because it's so expensive. All right, boys, any last things you want to say to the people of Hawaii and the world?
IDK.
Dang.
IDK.
All right.